and welcome to the 8th installment in the Guns and Gear videos. This is number 8 if you include the Splinter Cell video. And this weapon is the KWA P226, or M is what KWA calls it. The P226 is using the NS2 system. The price of this gun can be found on Airsoft GI for $116, or you can use their coupon code that they've been stressing so often, so you can bring down the price. Personally, I got this gun for $80 off eBay, and it came with 3 mags, so just go with eBay. This gun has an FPS of 300 to 350. The trades on this are very unrealistic, just KWA stuff. KWA, their M226 PTP, which stands for Professional Training Pistol, which is painted on the other side. All these trades are painted. Cal 6mm BBs. The serial number with the P in the front, US, manufactured in Taiwan. Each magazine says manufactured in Taiwan in the corner, and the back has these, which I guess are trademarks, the caliber, how many rounds are left in the mag markings. Every single one of these mags is the KWA version. These mags are compatible with KSC, and so is the pistol. Some details on the magazines: they hold 25 rounds each. They have a lock on the bottom for when you're feeding the rounds. Just make sure once you're done feeding the rounds you actually release it. This plastic button here releases it. You don't want to let it go up with full force, it could damage the top. I've seen it happen before on KWAs. This is for disassembly. This one mag though is dent, does not impact the performance at all. There's your gas valve, and all the other stuff up top. You put the rounds in through the top, not the bottom. I don't even think you can. It's double stacked to make sure you get a perfect feed, and for some reason it's got the indents for the mag lock on each side. Not sure why. Maybe there's a left-handed P22 out there I don't know about. I've already shown you this, but there are the caliber markings, 15 even though it holds 25, just for realism. And it's got this weird detail on the back that I know nothing about. So that is some detail on the magazines. The construction of the gun itself is phenomenal. The low receiver is a super tough, strong, heavy metal. It's probably CNC. I don't think it could be steel. The selectors or the switches, like the decocker, slide lock or release, and maybe the mag catch, are steel. The base plates on the magazines are steel. The mags are made of the same material as the frame, or maybe different, because all KWA mags are kind of like this. The lips are metal, so they won't break as easy. The slide is actually a super lightweight aluminum. It's actually really lightweight, kind of disappointing in a way. And not a very tough sound, not very beefy, but it's NS2, so it's designed to shoot really nicely and smooth. This is a very loud gun. YouTube never does justice on the sound of this thing, but it is very loud. My most noisy pistol. The trigger is the same metal as the rest of the frame. Slide, all this same metal. The sights might be steel or the same as this frame, not sure. The barrel is ABS NS2. Moves around, makes an ugly sound. And the ejection port or chamber is the same plastic. Not that great plastic, ABS could be better. But honestly, it changes the sound it makes, since this slams on the back of it. Doesn't sound as impressive. The hammer is the same metal as the rest of the pistol. As you can tell on the camera, the colors of the pistol are different. The frame is this light grayish color, and the slide is just black. Barrel is kind of the same as this color. Hammer is the same. The grips are just black, and the mags are the same color as the frame, that gray color. The way this pistol works is either double action or single action. Of course, if you had a mag and there was a BB in the chamber, if you had a mag in this gun with gas and you just pulled the trigger, it would cycle, but then the next shot would be single action. So when the hammer is cocked, you can manually cock it. The trigger goes back to here, so it's a shorter trigger pull, which I really do like. If you're firing it, no matter when you're firing it, BB's in the chamber, you're out of BB's, who knows, you decock it at any time, and it does not release gas like the WeTech. The trigger pull feels kind of just weird and makes an ugly, crappy sound when you pull it single action, but it's good internals, so it's all good. The hammer will not go into the gun. It'll go in right now, but afterwards and even after decocking, it stays here so it doesn't release gas. There's a simulated firing pin inside the slide right there with a little spring, so that's just for added realism on KWA's part. It can be power stroked, so new mag in with BBs, you know, don't have to use the slide lock. Sometimes the slide lock can actually wear out the notch and cause it not to lock, so you might want to power stroke more often. The trigger reset point is right here, right there. So this is how forward you gotta go before you can shoot again. That far forward. This gun has a rail on it, so customization is an option. Lights, lasers, maybe a rail like for a scope, you know, if you want to get crazy. And that's basically all the customization, I think. The sights are removable, but they were literally falling off, so I had to glue them down because they were just all over the place. Maybe there are some kind of night sights or fiber optics for this. The top of the iron sights for some reason have these white dots. I don't know why they would have that. I thought maybe you could switch this out for that sight picture, but I couldn't do it. It just doesn't make sense. So no idea why those are there, but they're there. The recoil spring is pretty. It's alright. It's kind of weak compared to other pistols, but I think that's NS2. You know, it doesn't need to be that strong to move this lightweight slide. The recoil rod or recoil guide rod is stainless steel, which is good news. For comfort and usability with this pistol, you get these great feeling grips. These are really impressive grips. I'd say these are the most realistic looking and feeling grips I've had. Super good grips, love them. Here you get these slight serrations for when you're holding it. Serrations in the front of the trigger guard for holding it, for having a finger there like that. No serrations on the trigger, but I like the P226 to be smooth. Serrations on the disassembly, decocker, slide lock, magazine release, hammer. Serrations on the slide, of course. There's nothing really in the front to assist in cocking, but you can still do it, no problem. Aside from that, that's the only serrations on the gun for comfort. Again, with the pistol grip, there is a lanyard thing right here. This is the most comfortable grip in my whole arsenal right here. It is a really simple design. Great. It's small. It fits nicely. Rounded. The only thing that could possibly make it uncomfortable is this thing right here, but you know, just keep your thumb down. Disassembly of this weapon is very easy. Just have your hammer cocked, rotate this there, and it comes right off. Here's your internals. There's your spring, your nozzle, and pretty simple design. Gotta love KWA for their simple designs. No crapper in there like WeTech. Here's the frame. This is one of the most simple designs I've seen. It works like a firing pin in a way where the hammer strikes this thing. See, look, strikes it and it hits the gas valve. Really nice, simple design. I like it for this gun. Put it back on. You align it with the rails like any other gun. some technical difficulties there. When you were putting the slide back on, cock the hammer, or else you will encounter a jam. When you put the slide back on, the disassembly actually puts itself back in place, which is handy. Now I gotta say, the price of this weapon, it's worth it. $160, worth it. If you can get it off eBay, definitely do that. Came in great shape in my opinion. A little scratched here, and but who really cares? The muzzle or the barrel is orange on the tip. Nail polish remover gets rid of that easy. The magazines are great, super solid, heavy mags. The gun is really heavy in the first place. That's what it sounds like to put them in, and they fall right out. Absolutely terrific gun. I'd say this is just perfect for airsoft. Everything you need in a pistol, all ready to go. Personally, I definitely recommend you buy this. I didn't even know KWA made one until like a day before I got it. Seen it on their Airsoft GI, and I was like, what? I didn't even know they made that. And then like a day later, I found it on eBay for such a cheap price, and I said, I'm gonna buy this. So personally recommend you buy this gun if you want a gun for airsoft, not backyard recreation. This is a gun meant for battle. It hardly even needs a lube. You don't really need to lube it up that often. Some errors I encountered with it, actually why the guy was selling it on eBay in the first place, is it randomly locks. It'll randomly lock the slide, which is kind of annoying, but it shouldn't pose much of a problem. So recommend you buy it, and click on the annotation to see the playlist so you can watch all the other reviews. So if it is